Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, WWE just pulled off the mother of all lore callbacks.
Triple H says the internet isn't real life.
Another title match might be added to WrestleMania.
And an update on AEW's puke gate. I'm Adam Wilborn.
They do be puking over there.
They do.
They gotta stop it. It's unhygienic, if anything.
This is the news.
Alright, we're gonna kick this one off by talking about the lore of last night's Raw ending. Because it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. If you're a loresman, if you're a person who remembers back 11 years to the Shield splitting up, then it probably meant something to you, man. Even if you weren't there for that, it probably means something to you as well.
I've seen it about a million times, yeah.
People love Shield lore. Saw it at WrestleMania last year. People thought Dean Ambrose was coming out. It was crazy.
What's happening?
Is Jon Moxley here? What the hell's going on? Of course not. But so there was a big in-ring segment to close last night's episode of Raw. I'm not going to go through all of it, right? Because the podcast's here for that, and Simon Miller Ups and Downs is here for that. What I'm going to do is just summarize the events that led to what happened with a steel chair, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and betrayals.
Oh.
So the in-ring segment was initially Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They're going back and forth. They're saying a bunch of stuff. Rollins said the business is going to end up in the hands of people like you and CM Punk, and I don't want the business to die,
It's
man.
gonna die.
He was Deputy Dax for the day. It seems Reigns kind of clapped back a bit, said there's a piece he hasn't figured out. The favors, they didn't happen by chance, they were a choice, all of this stuff. Rollins chose not to put Paul Hospital, put Heyman in the hospital last week, and now Heyman could choose to pay that favor back, all of that stuff. Basically got to the point where it was getting a little bit handsy. Paul Heyman was at threat. Heyman, CM Punk, he got pie-faced and shoved basically by Roman Reigns. He tried to acknowledge him. Roman was like, no, see you later. Shoved him to the mat. This drew CM Punk out from the back. Of course, CM Punk is going to have Paul Heyman, not Paul Hospital, in his corner at WrestleMania. He went right after Roman Reigns, knocked him out of the ring, checked on Heyman, but he turned around and ate a spear. It was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And then Rollins, just like he did to end the Shield, hit Reigns with a steel chair in the back. It was done the exact same way.
Picture perfect.
Yeah, like they did it 100% on purpose. This was no accident. And then Rollins and his crazy boots. He did a couple of the largest curb stomps ever on Reigns and Punk, and he was kind of looming over Paul Heyman, who looked scared towards the end. Shield lore in 2025. Is this a sign then that Jon Moxley's coming out at WrestleMania?
I might not go that far, but yeah, I loved this conclusion to Monday Night Raw. I think in recent weeks they have completely put to bed any debate about them being worthy or not of the main event spot. I think obviously as names, you naturally would put them in the main event. Was the story there? I think it's come together in recent weeks, to be perfectly honest. I love the sort of triangle of... because the bit that was missing, obviously, was like Roman and Seth hate each other, Seth and Punk hate each other, but Roman and Punk was the thing missing, and Paul Heyman's kind of brought all that together. And yeah, it's not felt anywhere near as close to Seth Rollins being the third wheel as I thought it was going to be perfectly honest. And yeah, that spot last night where he just waffles Roman with the chair and you just go... All right, I understood that reference.
They did that for the freaks. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean anything in the storyline right now, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that there's more Shield stuff coming or anything like that. It's just a fun callback. Like, it's nice to reward people who've been, watching for years and years. But like I said in the intro, even if you haven't been watching for years and years, you know the spot.
Yes.
Like, almost certainly. If you don't, fair play, go and watch it. Go watch some Shield stuff. There's plenty of it. I imagine it's on videos.
Fairly said Michael Cole just shouted the word Shield yesterday.
Shield! Just so you know.
Yeah,
just so you know. Gotta get the subtlety hammer out. But yeah, it's cool. I just like callbacks. I like it when you're just... your memory and your... however long you've been watching this is rewarded.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
And it's like, hey, you were here for that. Cool, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Like Barry sings.
I love this. I'm really, really excited to see what happens with them on night one of WrestleMania, and I can't believe that this time tomorrow we'll be flying to Las Vegas, Nevada for WrestleMania, because we're going to be there covering WrestleMania and doing our live show. Still time to get tickets for our SmackDown watch-along on Friday night. Yep, you can order them too, love. On Friday night in the Luxor, in the HyperX Arena, we're going to be doing meet and greets. As I said, we'll be doing a SmackDown watch along. Simon Miller will be doing a live ups and downs, and myself and Hamlet will be doing a big WrestleMania preview podcast. We'll be partying till late.
I'm not partying till late, man. After SmackDown,
some of us do have to go to NXT in the morning. We'll be partying to a certain amount of time. But join us for that, WhatCulture.com/tickets. It's so nice to meet fans in real life because a lot of the time we have to communicate to people through the internet, Andy. And as Triple H just pointed out, segue.
Oh gosh,
it's not real life.
Yeah.
Triple H was on Andrew Schultz's Flagrant podcast.
He's sure doing the rounds.
Yep. And he was talking about how the company views online feedback. Now, you may remember a while back we were talking about what Nick Khan had to say about that, basically saying,
it's not real.
Don't make business decisions based on what people get trending on Twitter, basically. And yeah, Triple H sort of echoed Nick Khan's statement here. He said, here's the beautiful thing about our world, Triple H, this is. The internet is not real life. And the bitching and the effing complaining that is on there is not real life. You could read the internet and it'll sound like this thing is dead. I'll use Cody as the example. Cody's already jumped the shark. He's dead as a babyface. Really? I don't know. I'm in an arena with 10 to 15,000 people every night going apeshit for me, selling the most merchandise. But sure, whatever you want to say on the internet, that's the golden rule. I mean, I'm inclined to agree with him, as we've said throughout this. You know, it's a weird bubble that we live in here on wrestling internet, and it's not necessarily always true of how the general public feels.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you occasionally, well, not occasionally, quite often we'll see, like, presumably a child, on Twitter with a Roman Reigns avatar going, Cody's Reigns be the boss.
Yeah.
and, you know, it'll get, like, 20,000 likes or whatever. And the username will be like Tribal God 316 Cooking or something like that. And it'll get all these likes and these shares. And it's very easy to look at that and think that that is reflective of the wider reality. But the thing is, you turn on SmackDown on Friday and there's 15,000 people screaming his entrance music every week. It was the same with Jey Uso. So in this case, he's right. He's absolutely right. There's a lot of word out there that Triple H is a burner account guy on Twitter.
I heard this, yeah.
And so maybe he is a bit more taken by it than he lets on in the interview, which, you know, if I was him, I wouldn't sit there and go, well, actually, I was logged into my 15th burner account. You know, you wouldn't give that away, obviously. But he's right. Nick Khan was right the other week as well. If you make your money in arenas and through merch sales and Netflix cuts and stuff, you don't care what people are saying on Twitter if it's not reflective of what it says in the arena. Twitter in particular is one of the worst. Actually, Facebook might be the worst. Have you ever seen Facebook?
I've not been on Facebook for a long time.
Okay, I'm doing a Polly Walnuts here. Facebook wrestling groups are the most unhinged pieces of trash ever. They just be making stuff up every day. So there's a bunch of them and they've got thousands of followers. So you'll get like yesterday I saw one that somebody put on Twitter actually. So, you know, double dose of websites there. As a screenshot of, it was Kevin Owens has undergone successful surgery. He will be back in 5 years. And it was these AI images of Kevin Owens sitting in the hospital. And you can tell they're fake because they got like 9 fingers and stuff. But 20,000 people had liked this post on Facebook and gone and been like, oh my God, get well soon. Mind blown. It's not the real world a lot of the time.
No, he's not wrong.
Yeah, Triple H.
The best way to sort of gauge this, isn't it, is with the sort of casual wrestling fans that you know, like the ones in sort of my wider friendship group, who when I meet up with them, and I think, oh God, what are they going to have to say about the whole backlash to like Jey Uso winning the Rumble or John Cena's heel turn? And they're just like, excited for WrestleMania. That looks fun.
Yeah. What about these Charlotte Flair backstage politics?
Yeah.
They don't care. A lot of people just don't care.
No.
We read the number out the other day, but it's like 8% of the world's population is on Twitter.
And they're not all following us. At Andy H. Murray, at Adam Wilborn.
They should be. You know where they should be following us to? It's Pandemonium Pro, the house always wins, baby. Thursday morning, Las Vegas. If you're in Vegas, come along. The card is outstanding. You got some of the biggest names from the indies there right now. Kevin Blackwood, particular favourite of mine. He's wrestling Hechicero in the main event.
That'd be good.
One of my wrestler of the year so far, actually. You got WWE ID talent. You got people from DDT. Mau's on the card. It's unbelievable.
Duke Hudson's first match.
Duke Hudson,
WWE,
first post WWE match. It's 11 a.m. Doors open Thursday morning. Myself and Michael Hamflett, we will be there.
I love it.
Dice FM for tickets. Pandemonium Pro. The house always wins, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Can't believe 2 days.
I know.
We'll be there kicking all this off.
Yeah. Sensational. Sensational. Right. Let's talk about my third story, which I've forgotten.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
That's my impression. Right. She might be added to WrestleMania or she might not be.
Oh.
Cool. Fightful Select with a report ski here. Noting that there have been some notable omissions to the cards for WrestleMania. Chelsea's one of them. Now, they asked about, with WWE sources, about plans for Chelsea. As of last week, she was not scheduled for the show. Now, there have been a couple of pitches for her to host the show, which is pretty cool. But as of the past weekend, there was nothing there. When they asked people who are close to creative, they said that once the show is formatted out, maybe a skit or a segment could be added. However, as of the last 2 times they added, this wasn't the case. So, if she's not on the card as a wrestler, and really, I don't know if you should add matches with 6 days build, personally.
No, you've got what?
Yeah.
13 matches on the card, probably still with another couple to be added.
Yeah, I hate this idea of the tag team match turning into a big multi-man on the pay. What are we doing? That's how you book Raw. It's WrestleMania. It should feel more special than just throwing stuff on.
The night before going, bollocks, we're just putting that in there.
We've got a multi-man with ladders.
Look, they put so much work into this as well that when they said it's going to be on SmackDown, I was like, what do you mean?
Okay, cool.
What we invested 4 months for?
Yeah, and then they'll just make it a thing.
More than that, actually, anyway.
But this kind of ties in a little bit to the too many titles point we made yesterday.
Yes.
The thing is, when you have so many titles, people go, why is this champion not on the card? And I'm not saying that Chelsea Green isn't warranting a position. I think she's one of the best things on WWE TV. She absolutely is warrants a position. But it's like, what's this title? Where's this title?
Yeah.
Where's this title? I don't know if she'll make it, but if she can't wrestle on it, she should host.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my thought. I think me and Hamlet talked about her quite a lot with regards to WrestleMania because she had the really good, fun feud with Michi and Mia Yim. But then timing-wise, it just was a little bit too early, and it was like, I can't really drag all that way to WrestleMania. That's not happened. She's done some stuff with Zelina Vega, but that doesn't merit getting on the WrestleMania card. As much as I love Chelsea Green, the story, not the work, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, if it's just a case of bad timing. And by the way, if you'd have told me 2 months ago that the women's IC champion was going to be on the card, but the women's US wasn't, I'd have been like, what? Yeah. But fair play to Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. They've really pulled it out of the bag in recent weeks. But yeah, no better host for me than Chelsea Green and Secret Hervis. You could have so many fun skits in Las Vegas with her and Piper and Alba Fire. It's right there. Do it. Yeah. Make it happen.
She's just stupidly entertaining. So why wouldn't you do it? Why would you not do that?
Complain. Even if this is all right to be a last minute thing. She's moaning and moaning to the SmackDown GM. He's like, just if it'll keep you quiet, you can be the WrestleMania host. And then she has loads of different outfits.
Hell yeah. Why the hell not?
Right, let's talk PUKE Gate. You may have seen stuff doing the rounds on, social media.
Puke.
Of Hook puking on Dynamite. Well, soon to him. Hope he's all right. But everyone was talking about that. There was loads of speculation as to how it happened, why it happened, whether he was concussed and what have you, whether it was a dangerous thing to be doing. Well, Dave Meltzer obviously has looked into this on Wrestling Observer Radio after the footage of Hook puking after his match alongside Samoa Joe against Claudio and Wheeler Yuta on Dynamite. Dave says he threw up, but he didn't have a concussion. That's what I found out. It's not known why he got sick, but he did land stomach first on the legs of a steel chair, so that might not have helped.
He might have just eaten some dodgy chicken wings before them. Anything could have. If I go out for a run and I push myself too hard, I'll probably throw up. Yeah. People can throw up for completely I
thought I was going to do that the first time I did Parkrun this year.
It's a thing. It's a thing. You can throw up for completely unserious reasons. It can just happen. Maybe he was just had a bit of a sore tummy. Yeah. Who knows? I think when it comes to AEW in particular, a lot of people are very hyper-focused on this stuff, and they'll be like, oh, he's puking, he must be concussed. Oh, look at this promotion. It's not taking care. It's putting wrestlers in danger. You can ascertain pretty quickly if someone is concussed or not, if they're out of it and all of that stuff, a lot of the times, and the referees have to do that on the fly. So yeah, he just puked, man. It's fine. They cleaned it up, the match happened, blah, blah, blah. He's okay. It's fine. I think a lot of folk these days, you get a hangnail in AEW, they're like, oh, he should be in concussion protocol. People go nuts for this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, what it's going to be is a funny trivia question in a quiz a year from
Yeah.
now. What happened to Hook in the match when blah 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 when he turned into puke? Yeah, Legion of Doom.
The
Let's
weirdest
go.
bit about, like, 'cause we don't know, and my main concern when I saw this was, I hope he's all right, not, how can we use this to talk about?
How can I weaponize this against the
Yeah.
promotion that I make my entirely personality about hating?
The one thing that threw me was people saying, look at the way he's moving around, he's clearly concussed, and I was like, I think he's just trying to hide the fact he's going to be sick.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like, well, I'm not concussed, so I guess I'll stand up.
Yeah, this is it. You're not going to spray it.
He's like as Dave points out, he's had a match,
Yep.
right? That makes me sick more than anyone. If it had been me, I'd have been blacked out and I'd have pissed myself probably. But like, he's had a match regardless of what happens in there. Then Gladio drops him stomach first on an upside down chair. That's enough to make you lose your lunch.
Yeah.
And he's just gone, oh god, I'm really sick.
It was sick during a match. It's gonna end.
I hope
up,
he's alright, that's the most important.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the various people who've pooped themselves during the match. You know, maybe
I've
not.
done it during the news before.
Yeah, me too. Several times.
Just hide it with a
Yeah.
cough.
Yeah, this is it. Brown trousers, baby.
Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, he's not. He wasn't concussed or anything like that. Calm down. It was funny in the end.
Yes, as
It's
long as he's
funny.
alright, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, he do be puking, but he also be hooking.
Yeah,
So
he should say at Dynamite this week, you make me sick.
yeah.
Death Rider. Oh, they're fighting the titles actually, aren't they? Already this week.
They are indeed. The ops.
Oh,
yeah.
it's the big WCW thing this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
It
remind me
is.
to delete Twitter that day.
Yeah. Oh no, it might be fun. It'll be good for the content. Hopefully.
It will, it will.
I have visions of Tony Khan just opening the show, going, "Derek Bischoff, screw you."
Comes out on a giant motorbike, bigger than yours. So,
Yeah, calls himself Easy T. Why the hell not?
so this is it. This is our
yeah,
last news in this surroundings.
yeah, there you go.
The next time you see us, we'll probably be stood next to a Sphinx.
Yeah, which is
We'll be in Las Vegas regardless.
a Turkey-neo, as Michael Hamlet would say.
Shout-
Hey, you could turn a hook into a turkey. You could be the Goldie Puker. Hey!
Shout out to Andrew Pollard, who's going to be covering the news for us tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be back on Thursday.
We'll be back on Thursday in Las Vegas, all going
Yeah.
well, of course.
We'll maybe be in front of the weird dog with the
Yes.
that's the one.
Have you got anything, Andy, in your pockets that maybe people can watch to get excited about WrestleMania whilst we're away?
2-hour video, 100 greatest WrestleMania moments.
What are the chances?
All of the WrestleMania moments are there, baby. Hey, you know this crap ass countdown of the best WrestleMania matches that WWE's been doing?
Yeah, this is
and
way
it's
better.
like garbage. This is not garbage. This is the opposite of garbage. This is recycling.
Bye.
See you later.